Hello and welcome back to the Rainbow mini-series. In this episode we are going to learn about RainbowToggle. So let's get right into it. Open up the sample app or whatever app you are using with Rainbow and just make sure that you have the latest version of the Rainbow package, which is version 3.0.3. I know these versions are changing very rapidly. That's because the API is evolving and the major is changing because some of them are introducing some breaking API changes as the API is maturing and evolving. So in order to use RainbowToggle, just make sure you're on the latest. And of course, make sure you've imported Rainbow into your sample app. All right, so let's get started. Today's to-do list is going to be fairly simple and small. We are going to just keep it to do here, and we are going to talk about RainbowToggle and how to use it in both the RainbowToggle version with a constructor and an initializer, and we will also learn how to use the modifier version of the toggle. All right, so let's go ahead and remove the boilerplate stuff we have in our content view body, and let's just start by typing out RainbowToggle. And as you can see, the signature for this function takes two different parameters. One is the configuration, and one is a state variable to determine if it is toggled or not. So instead of creating a RainbowToggle configuration and then using the builder and building a full custom configuration, what we're going to use is a static method called configure in order for us to tap into some of the pre-configured toggle themes that are provided with Rainbow for you. And there's all sorts of different versions. You can check out the GitHub README for all the different variations. However, we will do primary for now, and we will pass in a check mark as our toggle icon. Now that we have our configuration being passed in, we are forgetting our isToggled state variable, so we'll just go ahead and say isToggled, and we will pass it some state for isToggled. Now, we haven't created state for isToggled, so we'll do that right now, and we'll just say state private var isToggled, and this is just going to be a Boolean, and now we have everything we need in order to see our toggle on screen. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's build and run the project and open up the simulator. And if all goes well, we should see this nice little button here, and at this point we can kind of just tap that, and we can see that our checkmark toggle is working correctly. What we can do just to modify this a little bit is we'll see the configure method, and as you can see, the configure method also has an additional parameter that we can pass it called shape, and we'll just do that to change the checkmark from the roundedRect version into another type of shape, and this shape we will use, oh sorry, it's on the configure method. This shape we will pass in a circle. All right, we'll go ahead and build and run one more time, and let's just collapse on these properties to make our code a little bit cleaner. So we'll just go here and do that for shape and the parenthesis, and now it's pretty straightforward, right? We have a state variable called isToggled. We have our toggle component. We're passing in a configuration with a static method, and we have a state variable. And now you can see on the right-hand side, we get the circle version of the toggle. And what we're going to do now, just to make it a little bit more interesting, is we will use the text beside the toggle. So let's just say we want to say tap me, and this is just going to be a button or a label that's going to be placed beside the toggle, kind of like you see in a lot of apps, and we'll just use the RainbowToggle modifier. Sorry, having a hard time typing today. We'll use the RainbowToggle modifier. We'll pass in the configuration. This time we'll make it a link. We'll pass in the check mark, and our state variable is toggled. And now when we build and run, we should see not only our link version of the toggle, which has the check mark, which we do see, but we see the label tap me. And what's important about this is not just that we can tap the toggle button itself, but we can also take the cursor and tap me, so you get the same effect. And this is essentially obviously just a replacement for our finger on a mobile device. But we do get that effect when we have using the modifier. So basically you want to use RainbowToggle when you just want to get a toggle straight out the box, and you just need to toggle it on or off. And in the event that you want to have some sort of label that affects the toggle, you probably want to use the rainbow modifier on whatever existing view you have. All right, so that's it for today's episode. I know it was quick. In the next one, we are going to learn about RainbowToggle Group. See you there.